So hello there. In today's video we are going to learn how we can take input from the user in Java. So basically for taking the input from the user there are mainly two classes in the Java. One is scanner and another one is buffer reader. So let's just discuss first what is scanner, then what is buffer, and then we are going to see some differences between the scanner class and the buffer reader class. So let me just create first, let's just run this program for this run this program, and you can see that we get input as the answer. So let's just uh, bear with me. I am explaining what I am writing right now. Scanner and system.in. So what we just write right now, scanner is the one class. Let me just open the class. Scanner is class, you can see that, and in the class we have variables and methods defined here, and with the help of new keyword we can create an object of that class, and right now do not focus on it. Just remember, if we have one class and we have to use that class for our purposes, so we require object, and for creating the object we require new keyword and then class name. And what we are, as a parameter, we are passing system.in to, as in the starting, or in the first lecture only, I tell that the system is another system is class and in is a variable. So which basically system.in is used for taking the input from the user, and we are passing that variable to the scanner class so that our object can be created and we can take input from the user. So let's just take our input. So just let system.out.println enter the number. And how we are going to take that input, create one variable a and write sc is object, and next int. So next int is a method which provided by this scanner class, and with the help of that method we can input integer. So first let's see the what is output, and you can see that it asking enter any number. Let me type 12. So you can, let's just first let me print the value like here, and it is a variable, sorry, and run it, and asking for the integer. Let's just type 12, and you can see that 12 as the output. And same how you in the same way you can also take a float value, like we just type np dot next float, and here also we have to write float. And if we run it now, so we can also type 2.1. and what if here, if we are taking, let's say, int, and then run, and now let me type any floating value. So you can see that we get one exception. What is exception we discuss in the further video. Do not until this point you can assume that error is something which will occurs compile time. Like here, if I am writing int, so my Java compiler, and it will, like, let me just write here float. My Java compiler knows that here I am taking the float value as an input and storing the integer, so it cannot be done. So it is compile time error. But while taking the input, if I am taking here int and user type float, so Java compiler do not know in the starting what will user enter, and if you user enter float, then it so simply throw an exception and then our program terminate. For this is basic knowledge of exception and error. We will discuss in the further next coming videos about it. So this is how with the scanner class you can take integer, you can take floating value, you can also take double. And with the scanner dot next value you can take character as an input. Let character, you can say here we get, okay, with the help of scanner dot sc dot next we can take input the string. And if we run now, so let me just change, enter the, let's just make it general, enter something enter something and rerun okay, so enter something, right? I can write here any string like zeal. So also we get zeal here. And how we can read character from here? So let's just character by default is string, so it is saying that we cannot convert string into the character. So here we are going to accept that first index, and this is caret is a method of string class, and with the caret method we can get any character at index. So if we get that first character, so we can assume that we read only one character. So let's just let me run first, and now if I write z, so you can see that in my variable it is a character and I'm able to store z. And if I'm writing string here, like if still, so it will just read the first character. So this how we can take with the help of scanner class. It is very easy to take input, like we can with the help of next int we can take input as a integer. With the help of xc.next we can take character as an input. With the help of xc.next float we can take input as a floating number. And with the help of st.next dot caret 0 we can take input as character. So this is all for sc class, like scanner class. You can also explore what are the different method sc scanner class will give us. Like you can just write dot and your id will show. Like you can see there are many methods, but for our basic purpose, what we have to take the input, we can simply use scanner class for taking number input, string input, and character input. And yeah, that's it. Let's see. And if you want to take boolean as an input, then you have to you can also use sc.next boolean, and here also we have to type boolean. And boolean not class, just like variable. And if we run it, and if I am entering 12, then it will show the exception, like we cannot convert number into the boolean. And here if I writing true, then it will give me the true value. So this is all about a scanner class. And now just now we are going to see how we can take input with the help of buffer reader class. And basic difference between scanner and buffer is only that scanner class is little bit slower than buffer reader. Let's just and how we can create first of all, if you want to take input or use anything in the Java, so first of all, if it is a class, we have to create object. So just buffer what is the name of class? Okay, buffer buffer reader br equal to new buffer reader. And here as in the scanner we have to pass that system.in variable, and here also we have to specify, we have to pass one input stream object, input stream, and here we have to pass the system.in. So I know this is a little bit lengthy process for declaring the variable of buffer reader, but in every time you are just doing this only. Like what we are passing another object in the buffer reader class, and class name is input stream reader, and in the input stream reader object we are going to pass the system.in variable. And if you want, by default there is only one there is not a specific method in the buffer reader for reading the integer or the float or the next. Like if with the help of next int we can read integer, but in buffer reader we get only 2-3 method. Like if we want to scan integer, so it has only buffer. By default it read only string only. Like if I am writing br dot let's just like s br dot read line, so there are only read line means it will read the line. and if I am writing read, so it will just read one string. So what we are getting here, okay. And when you use buffer reader class, I am thinking that this is very right now. If you are not interested in the study the buffer reader, just head over to scanner class, because in the starting for learning purpose, scanner class is just done the work for us. From here, this br class also throw one exception. The exception name is IO exception, so we have to handle it our method. So you can see that IntelliJ is providing me there add that exception to our signature method. So now we can see that each exception is throw like here. So do not just write this for working of buffer reader. We will discuss further. And here I have to just write br.read line, and you can see that I can able to read that one line, and this print as by default it will be the string. Okay, and here I am okay, I am scanning boolean also, do not require. And you can see that it's showing me the console. I can write 1 2 3. You can see that I am getting 1 2 3 as a output. Now if I want to read integer, so like here you can see that we write 1 2 3 and we get 1 2 3, but type of 1 2 3 is int, it is not integer. So let me show you how. Let's just plus 12. 1 2 3. You can see that it do not plus 1 3 3 to 12, but it just concatenate. And what is this? Plus is a static operator when you working with string. Like here s is a string, and if we use plus, so by default it will concatenate. Like here s is 133 and we do plus with 12, so internally you can see that here is one string and we are plusing it, so it just concat with the current string. So our result string will be this. And how we can take input as an integer, so we have to just write int s equal to integer is another class, integer dot parseInt. ParseInt is a method we take string as an input and convert this string into the integer, and this is it. Now we are able to take input as integer. Like now if I writing 133, so I am getting 145, because after adding 12 to the 133 we get output at 145. So this how, and in the same way write integer. You can see that integer again in one class. Like in the Java, every primitive type of data type has their own classes. Like we have integer for int, and we are going to see in the next coming video why they provide these classes to us. It was very useful things. And now if you want to take a float as an input, so you guess float also Java provide floats at our class 1 class, and we have to just call passport, and we are going to plus like br.read line. Just comment this, just write s, run it. Now we can, let's just enter as 12. You can see that our answer is in float. Now like we see how we can write character, and same for character, for taking input as character it is same like here we are taking that string and we are just getting that first character, and here also write that char c. Now just run, just write 1, you get 61. Why 61? Think on yourself why we are getting 61. And this is how we discuss most of things, like how to take it numbers or string or character in the Java, and how to take with the help of scanner car, and how we can take input as from the buffer reader car. So now if you are able to, now I guess we discuss more about we discussed more than enough for taking input in Java, and you can explore more functional or more function by your own. So first and if you are following this series, so solve 2 questions I am giving you by your own. first take to input from user and print their sum. Second one will be take one input and take one input and find, and let's say right now we are not discuss any conditional or loop statements, I guess. So we are discussing in the next video only what is if else condition in Java, or what is conditional rendering in Java. So right now just do first task, like take any input and any input as strings, take any input as string and print the string. And for take as an input as a string, as a, let's just take you can input name, surname, and this concatenate both two and print the overall name as name plus I am giving the formula also surname. And yeah, you can also explore by your own. And thank you for watching this video and share with your friends. And yeah, we are catch up in the I catch you in the next video. Okay, so till there, happy coding.